My name is John Marine, and John Marine Tube is my channel. Thank you for watching. I'm coming to you from Houston, Texas, United States of America, and I want to salute my 125 plus subscribers. Thank you so much for watching my channel and my videos. I want to introduce a new prop that I'll be using for my videos. And this is a whiteboard that I'm using, and this is one of the markers that I have. The key to this is that I'm able to explain things better to all of you. And I'm going to begin by making this video here. And so, like I said, I'm using this whiteboard here to explain things better and maybe even just fool around with it a little bit. So keep watching my newer videos. I think you're going to like this. Trust me. The car buying experience in the Gran Turismo game is usually as exciting as racing, especially when you go getting cars that you want to get. But unfortunately in Gran Turismo games, the car buying experience itself doesn't seem very satisfying. There's not really any character in this department. And I think Gran Turismo seems to be going far and far away from actually, making things more about the cars. There's no more info screen. I want to change that completely. It just really feels like you're just basically pointing and clicking for cars. But one game that I've played made the car buying experience fun, and it had some character to it. And that's Test Drive Unlimited. And I'm going to use my whiteboard to explain how Test Drive Unlimited does things, and how I think Gran Turismo 5 should do things in the car buying department. By the way, please be sure to send me some private messages as to how you think I should be doing my whiteboard presentations, because I want to try to make this fun, and I want to try to make this a valuable part in explaining things in my videos. So let's check the whiteboard. So you want a car in Test Drive Unlimited. Here's how it works. You visit a showroom. Usually showrooms have as few as one car and as many as 4. When you're at the car showroom, you're able to do all kinds of things. You enter the showroom, you can see the cars. You can inspect the car to see what it is on the inside and such. You can go for a 2-minute test drive, or of course you can buy the car. Now if you inspect the car, you can check out how the doors open, and you can adjust the windows. And by pressing another button, you're able to actually get inside of the car and look around in it. This gives you the best opportunity to find out how the car is like on the inside before you go ahead and buy it. What if you want to buy the car? Here's what happens. First of all, you can choose the wheels, and depending upon the car and depending upon the trim level, certain options for paint and interior are going to be different. But after you choose your wheels, if available, you can choose the paint. You can choose the paint colors you want to have, and by choosing those, you also have some other interior options. Now I put asterisks here because not every car has its own color. Not every car has customizable wheels, paints, and interiors. And so then when you choose either one of these, whatever option you select is going to be available for that certain color scheme. It is not going to work for certain others. Like for example, if you pick some different kinds of wheels, then you're going to have certain limited options as far as the paint color or the interior. And I'm thinking for a game like Gran Turismo 5, when you're inside the car and you can actually feel part of the car, I think this is important. And at least been speculating if there's actually going to be customizable interiors. When you go inside and you pick the trim level and everything. So that's something to consider when talking about this topic. Gran Turismo 4 gave you 4 options when buying a car. You can go for a new car here. You can look for old cars here, which you can buy brand new, by the way. You can tune your cars, and of course you can always do one-make races if available. I think the experience needs to be tweaked somewhat, so let me share with you my suggestions. The ones that are in black are basic, and the ones that are in red are going to require my explanations. So here goes. New and used cars, they speak for themselves. Buy a car. You can find some used cars and some classic cars, that sort of thing. Information. Learn more about the manufacturer. Have it all on a little screen, and you can find out more information about every car company and racing constructor in the game. Tuning, that speaks for itself, so I won't go into that. Events. You can take part in a number of different non-racing events or non-competition events, which allow you to learn more about each car. Test drive. For a fee, you will be able to test drive certain cars on a set race course. Kind of think Gymkhana. Driving experiences. This will allow you the opportunity to take part in some kind of racing school where you can be one with a certain kind of car. For example, there's the Audi sports car experience, which lets you race cars like the A4, the A8, and the Audi R8. And it usually happens at certain racetracks. Now, don't get your hopes up on racing modification, because racing modification is a kind of an idea that I want to explain for a moment. You ever heard of Spec Miata in the SCCA? Basically, this is where you can take a street car and then make it race ready to compete in certain racing events. And for the most part, these are mostly just, take a street car, make it into a legal race car, and then go race in a certain series. Then you have your one-make races, which speak for themselves. It's mostly just about one car or one car company, that sort of thing. To me, this will kind of help make the series in a showroom buying experience a little more fun and a little more enjoyable. In addition to buying cars, what should also be fun in a showroom buying experience is visiting different kinds of showrooms. And I've named 3 in this video, which I'll explain. First off, you have your basic showroom. Basically companies like Honda and Ferrari and Pagani, and your racing constructors like Pescarolo. You have second-hand dealers, which usually update their inventory every so often. You'll never know what you'll find on a used car lot or a second-hand dealer lot, so you may want to check this out every now and then just to find a classic. Then you have your specialty dealers, which also update their inventory often. And when it comes to specialty dealers, you're going to have 4 different kinds, or maybe at least 4. You may find cars based on nationality. Nationality dealers mostly deal with cars like American cars, European cars, Japanese cars, Australian cars, Italian, German, British, you name it. Car type basically features a certain kind of car. For example, you're not going to find a Ford Taurus SHO in a supercar only dealer. And these mostly feature stuff like muscle cars, vintage cars, and that sort of thing. Cars based on a certain time period can be part of a specialty car dealer. For example, you're not going to find a Ferrari Enzo in a showroom mostly devoted to 50s cars. And then you have your specialty tuner shops. These specialize in specially tuned cars, and even including various tuning firms like Hennessy Performance, based right here in the Houston area. This will not only make car buying fun, but also make going to showrooms fun. It adds some extra character to the experience to make it interesting. And what do you think about the showroom experience for Gran Turismo 5? Send me some comments below, and don't forget, tell me how you think I did using the whiteboard to enhance my videos. Until next time, this concludes another video of mine. Subscribe, comment, and rate, but don't hate. Have love, have peace, and go Cougars. Take care, everyone.